In this video, we're going to look at how to work with text inside of a Word document. And we're going to start with just real basic text, like inserting some text, just typing it in, as well as using the copy and paste feature, as well as cut and paste. These are huge time savers, as you'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. Here I have a blank template, just nothing there at all. And all we need to do to start typing is literally type something. One letter at a time, it types out nice and easily. Now, the challenge of this is, and one thing that people often get a little confused about, is you always start in the upper left-hand side and work your way left to right, top to bottom. I can't click down here in my bottom right-hand corner and get it to put text there. Not normally. There are a few things we'll look at later on, but typically we're going to start in the upper left-hand side, move left to right, top to bottom. Now, this is for languages that are read left to right. There are languages that are read right to left. That's going to be handled differently, of course. But this is just how we're going to do it. And if we need to go to a new line, by default, I can hit the Enter key. And put in another line of text like you see here. Now, this works great for most things. And I say most things because sometimes I don't want to copy a whole bunch of text. If I've got a whole document of information, I'd much rather copy and paste that in. So let's see how we're going to do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some text on. Now, this file I'm going to show you is actually included in a series of resources that are available for download. You should find a link to that download below. But the file I have is 06 turtle info. So a little bit of information about turtles you can see here. If I want to select this, I can do Control A to select everything. Copy it. This is just a notepad. You could use any text editor that you want. And then I come in here and do Control V. You notice it brings in all my information. Now, as I scroll back up to the top, you can see it brought in a lot of information in here. Kind of an interesting little thing. And so I can go and I can work with this. I might say, oh, you know what? Here I have my physical characteristics. And you know what? I really don't want to have this line here. I can select it by just left-clicking on the start of the paragraph and then right-clicking all the way to the end. And I can do Control X to delete it. And then I can move it down so after this paragraph, I have some space here. Now I do have some extra space in here, and I can come in here and just click where my blank line is and delete. And it's a nice simple way to edit. But be able to copy, which says I'm going to take my text, make a duplicate copy into something they call a clipboard, and paste it into a document is really handy. Cutting, like you just saw, says I can take this piece, I'm going to remove it from where it is, put it on the clipboard, and then I can paste it into a different point on my document. So this also is a real time saver. A whole lot better than having to type it all in. Learning our shortcut keys, like Control C for copy or Command C if you're on a Mac, and Control V or Command V for paste, or Control X for cut and Command X if you're on a Mac. These will really improve your efficiency in how you work within Microsoft Word. If I want to get rid of these lines, I can come in here and say, oh, this is a double line, I don't need it. And then wherever I click, I see my cursor show up, and then I can come in and delete it like you see here. This is a nice and easy way to very easily and quickly improve the readability of my text. Now it's not spread out quite so far, it has all the information I need. Now, one thing that does happen periodically is sometimes you make a mistake. Like I have this line here for diet, and I selected it. I just happened to hit the shift and down arrow. Let's say I didn't mean to do that, and I accidentally hit delete. Now that's gone. Different than cut. Cut puts it on the clipboard that can be used later on. Delete, gets rid of it. So what happens if I want to undo this? Well, I can just simply press Control or Command on a Mac, Z, and that undoes my last step. That's a very quick and easy way to work with this. If I look up here into my quick action bar, you notice I have an undo and I have a redo that says, oh, I undid too many steps. I can redo that last one. So I can, in this case, delete my diet or undelete my diet. I mean, go back and forth several times if I want to, although that wouldn't make a lot of sense. So this is just easy ways to go in and correct mistakes that you're going to make, because everyone does this from time to time. Allows you to move information around or just copy it into a new document. And it's very common if I have information from multiple documents that I need to put together in a report to take this piece and copy and paste it in here, copy and paste it, and I get one big document. And then I just kind of work and do some edits. Now, one thing you see about this document is the fact that it's all plain text. There's no formatting for this. And if we want this to kind of have some things that stand out, we're going to need to know how to format our text. So that's what I want to show you in our next video, which is coming right up.